Welcome back to the Fantasy Sharps podcast. In this week's episode, we're going to be doing some turkey drafts. Unfortunately, the big turkey, the rake-free turkey, the 200,000 guaranteed turkey, the one with 20,000 to first place, that one filled this morning. Got a bunch of those in. That's why the account balance is looking a little dusty, but we had some good success over on DraftKings this week. Won $2,000 in the Deposit Kingdom League. That was awesome. Join that Discord if you're not in there. A lot of good community members. Also, make sure to join our Discord. There's a link in the description. Trying to get that rolling. We're just going to dive into maybe some turkey twos. I still need to max the tiny turkey, so we'll get into some of those. Just kind of go over some baseline strategy, some correlation stuff, some deep scroll sleeper guys, and yeah, let's just dive into it. Let's finish up with the turkey, the tiny turkey, get that maxed out, and then we'll move over to the other one. Unfortunately, the turkey 2 is not rake free, so you really wanted to take advantage of that bigger contest. That's why I was really getting in there earlier in the week. But yeah, overall going to be a fun slate, going to be a great day tomorrow. Haven't really done any DraftKings stuff yet. The DraftKings stuff will be saved for tomorrow morning, maybe late night tonight while we wait on some injury news. So yeah, haven't really simmed much there. Just really been focusing on these drafts, trying to get that main turkey slate maxed out as much as possible. Been doing a lot of NBA stuff as well. Was doing some NBA lineups before. Yeah, stuff's fun though. I'm really new to this whole underdog world. Traditionally, I've played on FanDuel, made the switch over to DraftKings. I've done friends and family leagues forever. But yeah, this underdog stuff is really just as of this season. So really been enjoying that. If you're wondering where my podcast host partner Kevin is, he is dealing with some Thanksgiving family stuff. So unfortunately, he won't be here this weekend, but you could expect us to be back to our normal schedule going forward. But yeah, we got the third pick here. Almost every time you'll see Gibbs go 1, Achane go 2. Once in a blue moon, you'll see Achane go number 1. But for the most part, Gibbs is 101. Achane, I mean, it's a little bit worse of a matchup on the road. He's not much of a game script guy, though. You don't have to worry about, the Packers going up early and they just go away from the run game because he's catching so many passes. So great click no matter what there. Here it's been a little variable. Justin Jefferson, the best wide receiver in the entire NFL, got shut down by the Bears last week. I just don't know if it's the greatest spot for him. So I might just go with Josh Jacobs here. That's kind of what I've been doing. Doesn't mean I'm fading Amon-Ra. I'm definitely clicking Amon-Ra. But more so when he falls to me at the 4 spot, which happens very often. I've even seen Jacobs go 1. So I'll take Amon-Ra anytime I can get a value on him. And there's talks of Drew Lock potentially playing, which would be a huge upgrade for Malik Neighbors. I mean, I wouldn't say huge upgrade, but I'm just going to trust the talent here. I like that start. We're either going to prioritize running back next or go through wide receivers. I don't like the idea of having to reach on a running back on this slate. There's a couple guys that are interesting. I think Emmanuel Wilson's interesting if healthy. I think Raheem Mostert's sneaky. No one's been talking about him. Interesting. But that's just really if they can get on the 1-yard line and he sneaks a couple touchdowns. His ceiling's honestly 20 points, unless he could break a big one too. But he just hasn't really been used in that role as much this year. But I know he's not getting clicked at all. Everyone's just acting like Achane's the pure workhorse, which he has been, but it's game by game dependent. They played the Patriots last week. And when I say they played the Patriots last week, it's a little tough to run up the middle against them, so it's easier to funnel to the outside, throw passes to the running back, stuff like that. But do we want Rico, Tyrone Tracy? I don't think we need to necessarily reach on a receiver here. If we're going to solidify our backfield, we have Neighbors already, so let's go Dowdle for the mini correlation there. Just under the assumption that Dallas gets off to a hot start, they're running the ball well, and then the Giants are just going to have to throw a bunch. And then we're going to want to tie in some Dolphins correlation. Maybe we can come back with a Waddle, maybe a Jonnu Smith. Yeah, I think one of those two guys. I think we'll prioritize the tight end position. Only thing that scares me is John has had 2 straight good weeks, so a lot of people are overvaluing him on this slate. It's like a 1 game sample coming up, so anything could happen. For all we know, it could be Brevin Spanford. Nevertheless, I'm still gonna take him just for that correlation with Josh Jacobs. Could take Waddle, but I think I'll take exposure to the Bears with that pick. Just any one of the Bears receivers that falls to me there. And then I don't know if Goff's available. He's not, but I don't hate the idea of naked Goff. That term's so funny. But obviously, it's ideal to stack. I'm just trying to find ways to get different. I also don't really like Goff against the Bears that much. I know the Lions have been on fire. Goff's been playing well, but it's not the best matchup in the entire world. And it's going to be really popular stacking Goff. So let's think about this. We don't need a tight end. Are we just completely fading? I don't know about completely fading the Lions. So maybe we just go with like a tertiary receiver choice, Tim Patrick. Hope he's the one that catches the touchdown. Everyone else is upset. And then we'll stack Neighbors or potentially Jonnu, but probably Neighbors. And then we'll take DeVito and we'll swap to Drew Lock if we have to. Obviously, we're giving up projected points by taking Tim Patrick, but that's how you win these contests. So I'm pretty much going to try to take a one-off scroll every draft. We'll stay relatively chalky for the first 4 or 5 picks, but we're going to have to go after the Kevontae Turpins of the world, the Malik Washingtons. I don't know about Odell Beckham. He's potentially completely cooked. Could you imagine he just puts on a show on Thanksgiving? I did have 30% exposure in the main turkey with Jahmyr Gibbs. I was just getting the one spot so often, and I just wasn't reaching for Achane because I didn't know how many times I would get the one spot. Eventually, I had to pivot a little bit just because my Achane exposure was very underweight. I just really don't mind clicking Gibbs over and over and over. Only problem is it's a Montgomery revenge game. It really comes down to his Q tag if he's going to be healthy. If this is your first time here, welcome to the Fantasy Sharps podcast. Make sure to drop us a like. Make sure to subscribe. Just getting started here, Kevin and I. He isn't here this week, but yeah, a lot to come. We're going to be getting after it, especially next season. This is really just a sample season for us, seeing what we like, what works, and going forward, we're going to be doing a lot more. So look forward to that. Draft starts in 2 seconds. We'll just go ahead and save everyone time. We'll take Gibbs. I have a decent amount of Achane in this smaller one, so I'm not going to, take him 1.01. And there you see it. Jacobs going 2, non-badge bro. It's non-typical. Whoever's getting Achane at 3-4, it's a real big steal. That's why it's hard to justify Achane at the 1, because once in a while you do get lucky having him fall 2 or 3. That's why my favorite spot to pick in these is 2, because you kind of just get your pick of the litter. Sometimes Gibbs falls to 2. You just kind of seem to be the one that gets the most value. So we got two non-badge bros, which just means they haven't drafted a ton, a little bit less experience. And then we got this one red badge bro who has more drafts than me. I'm in the 500 to 1,000 range in my first season. This guy's 1,000 plus, highly experienced, and he has the GOAT tag, meaning he won a battle royale. So pay attention to what he's doing. Doesn't mean we're going to go and dupe him, but I have been liking this combo, getting the running backs out of the way early, and then just hoping to hit the dart throw receivers, which there's plenty of value at receiver. But once you get to the 3rd round, there's not many running backs left other than Giants, Cowboys. So I guess Swift's been falling a bit too. And he shouldn't get game scripted out. He'll catch passes. So we got Gibbs. Do a Gibbs Tyreek this time. And then try to think this out. Probably want someone from Green Bay. We can't get Josh Jacobs, obviously. So maybe we do a Jaden Reed mini correlation there. And we'll be able to get Bears players later, whether that's Cole Kmet, one of the receivers. So I'm not worried about having that piece not fall to me. A lot of people are on Wicks. I still like Jaden Reed as the alpha. He's mini Debo light, as Kevin calls him. He'll get a lot of rushing attempts, potentially. He's a gadget guy. Just could be used all over the field, so. Maybe we'll do a 3 wide receiver build this time, take a Bears piece. Maybe we'll just take Cole Kmet. It depends if Tracy, Dowdle, and Swift are still there. Got to worry about being duped, though. If you just try to take the best team, these power teams, these all-star chalk teams, it's almost certain you're going to be splitting the prize with someone. Whereas if you scroll down and take a Tim Patrick, if that hits, you're looking good, because even if other people take Tim Patrick, it's going to be way less combos. So you're fighting against way less people. He might only be 5% drafted, 10% drafted at most. And apologize for my mic quality this week. I'm using this headset. I'm down in Florida right now for Thanksgiving. Normally I have my professional studio mic. So apologize if the quality is below standard. So trying to think, we're going to want a Chicago piece most likely. But at the same time, in a 1-game slate or a 3-game slate, you don't necessarily always have to force a bring back. We could just assume maybe the Lions smoke the Bears, and you just don't really need a bear. Maybe none of them get there. So let's build off that. We'll just have Jahmyr Gibbs. We'll just assume Jahmyr Gibbs goes for 30 points. You don't need anyone else from Lions, Bears, and let's just build around other game environments. So we will take Tyrone Tracy in that case. We won't force a Swift. We won't force a Bears receiver, which I've been doing a ton of. I'm sure the field's been doing a ton of. So I need to be careful and limit my exposure on that. Meaning, is Jordan Love available? No, he's not. So we'll stack Tua to Tyreek, and then we'll worry about our tight end later. I've been doing a lot of Gibbs, Laporta, Montgomery, Laporta, Amonra, Laporta. So I'm just going to stick to my guns here and not overstack that game. Don't add any Lions pieces. Don't bring anyone back. I need my portfolio to have a few more shares like that. So that's the plan. So in that case, I need potentially Schoonmaker. Could play the Q tag game on Jake Ferguson. Still didn't practice, but we get Schoonmaker anyway. Assuming Cleo doesn't take him, then we just know he's not drafted in this lobby. Easily pivot to him, but know that Jake Ferguson has a, better talent set, higher ceiling potential. It's a tough call. So Sam Laporta goes. So I've taken a good amount of Schoonmaker. Could just play the Q tag here. If he gets ruled out, it doesn't hurt us. We just don't want to get killed having a bunch of Schoonmaker teams if he doesn't play a bunch of snaps, if Ferguson does get cleared. It is a short week, but he missed last week, so he's got a shot. Let's just go with it. How many more do I need to do? 3 more of these, and then we'll switch over to the turkey too. I'm just maxing out these Thanksgiving contests. It's going to be a fun sweat tomorrow. Run this account balance down to the dirt. Win it all back. Let me see if I can pull up the DraftKings lineup I won with last week. Maybe I'll do a stream tomorrow for DraftKings. That'll be up in the air, but so this is one where we have the 4 spots. So we're either going to get gifted a Monra or we're just going to take Jacobs as that normally falls. Let's see if I can pull this up. Here, let me make my pick first, then we'll go over that lineup. No way, H-Han at 4? H-Han Josh Jacobs said they might cancel this draft. No way, that guy took Cooper Rush at 2. What the hell? They're going to cancel this draft. They're going to think like I hired this guy to collude or something stupid. There's no way this draft sticks. That's crazy. I hope it does, but I've been having drafts get canceled when someone gets someone they shouldn't. All right, I'm going to show the screenshot so I don't have to minimize the screen. I don't want to miss my draft pick. See, I honestly had a bad defense, yeah. So this was the Deposit Kingdom League, $10 entry, 3 entry max. So we were in for the max. Just started following Pete, great YouTube account. Got in the Discord. I don't know. I'd have to look at my membership, but it can't be more than 2 weeks. Just started playing this. I think the first time I played it, I entered 1 bullet, maybe if at all. This might have been my first time playing it, honestly. Thought I had an awful Sunday. Took a nap here. This is why I wanted to do the screenshot, because I can still look at my pick. H-Han Gibbs or H-Han Jacobs. I can't take another running back. Oh man, I guess I'll take DJ Moore. And Jaden Reed. That seems pretty good to me. Even though we have Jacobs, I think that correlation's fine. Need to get away from the Lions a little bit. Everyone's on them. A lot of my lineups are on them. I just got to find other ways. Maybe we'll do a Laporta in this lineup if he's still there. But yeah, I was not feeling good about my lineups. I fell asleep. I woke up and Sutton was just going off. Jacobs was going off. And I completely forgot I had them in the same lineup. And I just thought I was mostly cooked because I really didn't have much exposure to either of them. And then I didn't sweat this at all. Just woke up. And by some miracle, we outright shipped this contest with Tua to Jalen Waddle solo single stack. Hold on, I gotta make this pick. Is Laporta still there? No. So we'll go Komet this time. We'll see who's still there at QB. So I can go Love or I can go Caleb. Kind of like Love's spot better. So we'll go with that. That team's going to project well. Yeah, 72 points, but it's a little chalky. The thing that makes it less chalky is it's going to be really hard to have H-Han and Jacobs. Like, really hard. So hopefully they don't cancel this one. I imagine they might, but we'll see. But we'll just finish up on the analysis here. Tua to Waddle, single stack. Henry bring back. He was mega chalk. Why isn't it showing the points on these guys? Here we go. Here's the whole lineup. Tua to Waddle, Henry bring back. He failed, but these guys just smashed so hard that it just didn't really matter. You take these 2 pieces and this piece, it wouldn't have mattered if I tied it with Kayshon Boutte or Kendrick Bourne, even if got like a 0, just because nailing this piece was just so massive in a small contest. I think it was 1,000 entries. And then everyone was on Kareem Hunt. Yeah, everyone was on Kareem Hunt, Devon Achane, and Joe Mixon. Achane smashed, but just fading all three of those pieces got us to Gibbs for 25. Jacobs for 32. So you combine those two guys alone, and that outdid all three of those guys. Kareem, Mixon, who failed. Kareem did okay. He had maybe 9, 10 points. Mixon absolutely failed for his high price. And then Achane smashed. But Tua and Waddle were leverage off of both Achane and Tyreek, who are going top 15 in Battle Royales. And yeah, just those four pieces alone. And then Sutton was pretty chalky. He was just a good value in the optimizer / solver. It didn't really matter that Ridley kind of failed. Henry kind of failed. Bears definitely failed compared to a lot of other defenses. Bucks were the chalk defense, so that was another bit of a leverage play. And then Connor failed. He was really popular all week. Got boosted up in a lot of Battle Royale drafts, was going a lot higher later in the week. Didn't do much, had a snowflake. You could just see those flame pieces just really brought me home. And won by like 0.3 points, and the next best guy got $1,000. So it's crazy how close it could be some weeks, how marginal the differences can be, and really make or break a slate or even an entire season. So yeah, gonna try to ship one of these turkey contests. Did as many as I could in the $5 rake free one. If you're just joining, that one's filled now. Pretty much just going to draft as much as I can, maybe even deposit more because I hit on DraftKings. Just up my volume a little bit on Underdog as I continue to learn and get my feet wet on this site, because historically I've been playing salary cap DFS. It's really been only this season where I've been doing more of the draft stuff. And the draft stuff's really fun because you feel more tied into it. You know, you're the one who picked the team. You aren't just trying to fit the best values. You know, you're really digging deep for sleepers and correlation and stuff like that. So we get the 1.01 again. I've been getting pretty much the 1.01 or the 1.04. Occasionally the 1.3, but very rarely the 1.2, which is my favorite spot. I wish I was getting more of the 1.2. Should we switch it up and go Achane? I've been taking so much Gibbs. Almost like an unhealthy amount of Gibbs. So I think I'm just going to switch it up. Don't hate me. We're going to have to just switch it up. We can't do the same thing every time. Maybe we'll try to get some more Lions exposure this time through Montgomery or JMO, even Laporta. We're just going too hard on the Gibbs stuff. It's also like RNG. I'm just getting a disproportionate amount of the number one pick. So I just got to switch it up. Did give a goat Gibbs at 2. Hate to see it, but got to diversify the portfolio a little bit. I've done Achane Reed, Achane Wicks, Achane Watson. Maybe we'll do an Achane Bo Melton. Maybe a Achane Tucker Craft Love. Gotta find new, unique ways to mix this up. Also, I've mixed Tua with Achane a good bit. I gotta try to get away from that. So we'll do a mini stack in this gross game. Same one we did before. Maybe I should have done Tyrone Tracy this time and then taken a random Dallas piece like Kavonta Turpin or maybe Jalen Tolbert, something like that. I got to start getting more unique, finding ways, because everyone's going to have these combos. And then it's just, you can't just rely on one guy to get you different. You got to find more ways. Anything can happen on a 3-game slate. I got to keep my mind open. I do have some Wandale, Do have some Tim Patrick, some Tolbert. Maybe I got to mix in some Roshan. I have a little bit of Slayton. Maybe we'll take a peek at my exposures. All right, I like this start. I had to switch it up with Achane because I had 30% Gibbs in the main turkey. I've got a lot of Gibbs in the mini turkey, and I've done some other contests where I just keep getting the 1.01, so I got to switch it up. Let me think here. It's another mini game stack I can look at. Maybe a Keen and Laporta. I have a good amount of Rome. Yeah, let's do a Keen and Laporta. And then we'll pretty much just take whatever quarterback falls to us. I don't mind a Danny DeVito. And I know his name's Tommy. I like calling him Danny DeVito. Yeah. Super chalky, though. Let's get super funky on this next draft. Let's just get real weird, other than maybe the first two picks. Yeah, let's get real weird. Cooper Rush triple stack. No bring back. Mix in like Emmanuel Wilson. Nah, can't get too weird. Nah, let's get weird. Who cares? It's hard to like get weird but still be sharp. That's the thing. Just have to. You don't have to get quite as weird in this contest either because it's a 20 max, and the other contest was a 150 max. So you're competing a bit less against multi-entries. I mean, a lot less, but at the same time, the combinations are going to be covered pretty well on a small slate. Okay, we have neighbors. I guess we'll just do a skinny stack. Pivot to Drew Lock if we have to. Or do I have? I don't have a Cooper Rush, Rico Dowdle stack. I have a million CDs. I have Jalen Tolbert. Let's do a Cooper Rush Dowdle. I know that sounds weird, but I'm trying to mix it up on what was a pretty chalky team. All right. I think this is our last one on this contest. All right, so I like the 3 because you almost always get to do whatever you want, but once in a blue moon, like we just saw, Achane will fall, Gibbs will fall, and that's where you can get some really unique combos. But let's get weird this time. No more chalk. I'm going to do some funky stuff. Let's lock down our running backs and then just take some really off the board receivers. Go like Bo Melton. Let's scroll. Bo Melton, Jonathan Mingo could be spicy. Like I'm talking, let's scroll. Like really scroll. And just like pray that Amon-Ra gets shut down. The Giants Cowboys games all running and just a lot of turnovers. I don't know. It's just so hard to draw that up. So we don't get a fall. If we're gonna scroll, it's easier to scroll at receiver. So let's get Jacobs. Hopefully start with Jacobs Montgomery and then we'll get really weird. But I guess if we were telling ourselves the story that it's the Giants and the Giants Cowboys is a running game, I'd take one of them, right? But we don't get Montgomery anyway. So if that's the story we're telling ourselves, we got Rico in the last one. Yeah, Let's just get weird. Got to do some unique stuff. And I'm not going to just go for the best receiver available. I think we scroll and we just hope for some complete anomaly. We try to stay sharp. Like right now, we have a decent floor at our running backs, and we just hope we catch the perfect guys that go for the deep bomb. You think who can throw a good deep bomb out of these guys? Obviously, Jordan Love, who we're not going to get because we're not going to. I could just lock up Jordan Love. If we're gonna reach at receiver, we might as well reach at quarterback because we're getting unique anyway. Goff can throw a deep bomb, but Chicago's a tough defense. So like the most likely ceiling game for some one-off receiver is going to come from Jordan Love, but everyone's going to be on Wicks. So let's just get Jordan Love. We have Jacobs, but I don't mind that. And then I guess we can maybe get a little less weird at tight end here too, because we're just going to take two completely low floor receivers. So, all right, we'll take Jonnu to correlate with Love, Jacobs, and our Bo Melton pick. So we're going to go Bo Melton. Because it kind of still makes sense, all right, maybe Jacobs gets one rushing touchdown, Love gets a rushing touchdown, Melton catches a deep bomb, and then the rest of the receivers kind of just share some volume. You can see a world where Love has 25, Bo Melton has 12 to 15, Jacobs has 15 to 20, and the Packers are just like the best team, highest scoring team on the slate. You didn't get that through the more popular Jaden Reed or the more popular Christian Watson, Dontavian Wicks. So yeah, let's go with Bo Melton. And then if we're going Giants-Cowboys game, I think we take a funky piece from there. But like we can't get too funky. And Vontae Turpin's hit 2 straight games. So I think we just like hope the Giants lock down CD and Jalen Tolbert's the number 1. We'll go with him because Bo Melton will fall for sure. And we just hope Tolbert showed a ceiling. He's had 18-point games. He was a huge waiver wire pickup this season at one point. So we'll just trust that. Everyone's going to go alpha receiver, random receiver, alpha receiver, alpha receiver. I don't think many people are going to go random receiver, random receiver. And these guys aren't terribly random, especially with Romeo Doubs out. Oh, shit. I just realized, actually. Next one, we're taking Brandon Cooks. All right, hold on. Stick to our Bo Melton plan. Because Brandon Cooks practiced, and if he plays, that could be the skeleton key if no one else is drafting him. If he goes for 15 points, we could so easily pivot off him. All right, shit, that sucks. That was our last one in the tiny turkey, so we won't be able to take that take there. But let's get in some turkey twos. Let's do a couple of these, and then I'm going to call it. But yeah, let's get Brandon Cooks as our last pick in a couple of these, because God forbid he doesn't play. We just shift to our highest ranked guy. But if he does play, no one's going to have him. I think that's the key. I think that's a really nice play. And once again, traveling for Thanksgiving right now, so I don't have my normal setup. Apologize if the audio isn't too crisp. But yeah, we're in here with Nerdy Tenor, the Lord of the Sims. So definitely going to want to pay attention to what he's doing. He's very sharp. I know he's running computer simulations for projected ownership, combinations, and stuff like that. So I'll see how he's finding ways to get different. I imagine he's not going to deviate too far with his first round, maybe even second round pick. But we'll probably see him from rounds 3 to 6 go way off the board. And he won't take his quarterback probably until round 6, and it'll either be Danny or Tommy DeVito and Cooper Rush, one of those two. So yeah, that's how I see him drafting. I think that's gonna be his strategy. And we'll try to take some notes. Not necessarily, oh, let's dupe this, but just try to take away some macro perspective strategies. He's gonna take Achane, there's no doubt. It's just the highest projected, safest play for him. Oh my god. What do I know? See, he does stuff like that. Real interesting. All right, let's. If he wants to play that game, we'll play that game. But I don't want to take CD if I'm taking Brandon Cooks. Everyone's gonna have Jacobs this, Jacobs that, Montgomery this, Montgomery that. Let's go Montgomery, Malik. Gotta find new combos. Gifted someone CD, but I mean Jacobs. But even if Nerdy gets CD here, it's oh my god, what the he's gonna get Jacobs and Amon-Ra, and he's gonna be like, oh, that's super unique. Wow. He's obviously got to do it. Why would you take Goff there, man? What the hell are you doing? This is the stuff that keeps happening, and they'll probably cancel this draft, honestly. But it's weird. Oh, and then he takes Jonnu Smith. Okay. What is happening? What in the world just happened? This guy just got Gibbs and Jacobs. They're going to cancel this draft. What just happened? That was crazy. Very interesting from Mr. Nerdy Tenor. CD at 9, man. Wow. This draft's going very, 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 very interestingly, and I'm regretting not just picking chalk because I could have had a pretty sick team. But let's give Swift some love. Give Swift some love. Been doing a lot of Jaden. We said we need to get weird, remember? So we got to go with Brandon Cooks this time. I'll just go ahead at that rate and lock up my tight end and quarterback. Don't need Jordan Love. I need Tua. Caleb. No. All right, I'm going to take Laporta, I guess. Take Brandon Cooks. I'm just so tired of taking the same players over and over, so I got to find new ways. Even this core here is pretty chalky, very chalky. Nerdy Tenor's doing all kinds of shit. Took Jonnu number 2 at 7. I think just purely because that combination is going to be unique. Then he just takes a naked Jordan Love. I'm very confused because I know he likes taking quarterbacks late. Huh. Guess that's how you get unique, though. Hopefully the quality's coming through okay. I am on the Wi-Fi, whereas normally I have direct Ethernet cable hooked up. So you guys running the same running backs in the same game. I don't love that correlation. I'm taking Brandon Cooks. All right, no one's gonna have Brandon Cooks, Cooper Rush, so let's just get after that combo. He's limited Tuesday. No one's clicking him. Think that could be the skeleton key. Let's do one more. Get one more Brandon Cooks team. And then I might do one more of these tomorrow morning potentially for the DraftKings slate. We'll see. I swear, man, I always get the 1, 3, or 4. I never get the 2. And the 2 is the best spot for sure. Not because you get H-Han, but just sometimes Gibbs falls. You still get H-Han, usually. Quicker pick, second round than the first. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think it out, though. Is this, like, I could see a world where the Lions fail. They're at home. The Bears' defense is decent. They completely shut down Justin Jefferson last week. Who got there? Jordan Addison and the running back, Aaron Jones. So what's the biggest comp to Addison? I guess that's Jameson Williams, right? So maybe go Jameson Williams, Brandon Cooks. Could be kind of sharp. Play the Q tag on Brandon Cooks. Could always swap out. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Did you need a bring back last week? Not really. For the Lions, I mean, Michael Pittman did pretty decently. Josh Downs did not. I've been fading Josh Downs like all season. It's hurt me a little bit, but not a ton. I'm 4. St. Brown goes 3. I mean 2. See, that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you get H-Han at 3. Hasn't happened to me yet. Guess we'll go with. We can't take CD because. I mean, we could. We could do a Cooper Rush double stack. It's not a bad idea. It probably is, actually. Probably is a terrible idea. I think I want to play this, though. I'm taking Jameson Williams and Brandon Cooks. Then I should just go Demont. If we said that Aaron Jones got there last week and Jordan Addison, that's like the comp to how you beat the Bears defense, I guess. Let's just go with it. We won't take Laporta this time. Maybe take Komet as our way to get back, a bring back on the Lions. So go Komet before Brandon Cooks because Brandon Cooks is never going to get taken. Jameson Williams just got selected. Shit. It's just going to be so popular. Everyone just onslaughting the Lions. He's got to get away from that, I think. Just have one piece. One piece. Now what? Still going to take Brandon Cooks, but now I guess I could take a receiver. Let's go Rome. Don't need to take Cooks. It's going to take Komet, but I guess we could do a Caleb double stack. Just lock up Caleb. Take Komet and Brandon Cooks. That should be pretty unique. I really like the Q tag game on Brandon Cooks. Just no one's drafting him. He has a decent ceiling. Not the worst floor. He's a veteran. Low ownership. Can switch off him no problem. Yeah, it's good stuff. Oh, yeah, we got to slot up Cole Kmet because Brandon Cooks is not getting drafted. Oh, well, it doesn't matter anyway because we get back-to-back. Caleb double stack, Montgomery bring back, telling ourselves the story that Detroit just gets it done on the ground. Chicago's going to be playing catch-up the whole time. Green Bay just beats Miami on the ground. They don't put up points. And then Dallas wins through Brandon Cooks coming back, scoring 2 touchdowns. I mean, it's a long shot, but we could always pivot off them if the Q tag switches to out. Weird team, but I'm trying to find a little bit different. Just keep drafting these. Do a couple more. Give me the 2 spot, please. Hey, all you got to do is ask, right? All you got to do is ask. So hopefully we get an A-Chain team here. A-Chan. Trying to think. I got to build a smart A-Chan team. I feel like whenever I leave these drafts, I'm not too thrilled about how I built it, and I gotta have a better plan. It's easy to just want to bring back Packers receivers. It's easy to just tie them to Jacobs too. But it's usually I just do one receiver from the Packers or Jacobs. Maybe we do a Love double, maybe even a Love triple. Small slate, you never know. Yeah, let's just onslaught Packers after we take Achane. Assuming this guy takes Gibbs. He might screw us. Okay. He wouldn't really be screwing us, though. I really don't mind taking Gibbs at 2. Taking Gibbs at 2 is really nice. This is going to be my Packers onslaught. Assuming... I don't even need Reed, though. Like, we can even get down to Melton if we have to. Kraft. I just want three pass catchers. The 3 best pass catchers I can get. So we'll start. Yeah, we'll start with Jaden Reed. The other ones we could probably wait a little bit on, so maybe we... I think we just lock up Jordan Love or else this whole plan fails. I know it seems silly, but I'm trying to get different. And if we take Love early, which I know is not the meta, I've been doing a lot of Cooper Rush and a lot of Tommy DeVito, trust me. I'm going to try to flip the board a little here. Take Jordan Love early, and then just take pieces like Kraft, Bo Melton if I have to. Do a double or a triple, and then just like one-off piece from the other games. Assuming I wait at receiver next, and we do Kraft as the triple stack piece, could maybe just get the one-off piece to the other games here. Could just go with the Dowdle. Just to give us some floor. And then next we'll take Christian Watson. I know Wicks is popular this week, but we'll just go with the highest projected. And then we'll try to hopefully wrap it up with... Shit. Literally goes as I'm looking it up. That's okay. Double stack's fine. I guess I could play the mini correlation with Theo Johnson, and if he is ruled out, then we could always pivot. Don't hate it. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Fantasy Sharps podcast. Did some turkey drafts, banged out a ton before this stream, and going to continue to do more. look forward to the next episode. We're going to go back more to redraft stuff, season-long stuff, get into some playoff stuff, who you should be stashing, things like that, how to prepare for the long stretch. And yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode.